everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Rhonda and I'm also known as the Sparkly One. This video today is going to be about how I painted my cushions on my chairs for my giant formal table in my formal living room. So I'm going to link the video up here and you just click on that little icon and it'll take you right to the tutorial for that table and chairs and how I painted it. It started out as a dark brown table. It was donated to me, which was amazing, and I decided to lighten things up and paint it white. I used the Behr Alkyd paint and it turned out beautiful. So I'm very happy with that, but the backs of the chairs were dark and I really didn't like how they looked, so I thought I would use the Annie Sloan Chalk Paint in Paris Gray. And lo and behold, it looks beautiful. So if you're interested in painting your vinyl chairs with the Annie Sloan Chalk Paint, stay tuned because I'm going to show you how I did it. So I painted a few of the seats and the backs of the chairs, and this is my first coat that I painted and it's all dry. So what I'm doing now is I'm touching up the whole entire thing with a watered down version of the paint. So I would take some of the paint and I'd wipe it on, and then I would dip it in some water. And then I would take my brush watered down and I would spread the paint all over the chair cushion. So it was just much easier because when you do the first coat of chalk paint, it just absorbs the paint. And so instead of doing a solid coat, which, you know, this is actually pretty good at covering with the first coat, and because I did kind of a thin coat too, so I just want to make sure I go back over it with another coat, and it goes on much nicer and smoother. So I will just continue to do this on the second coat. Sometimes you get little clumps in there, but I will just go back over all of the cushions and the chair backs and keep dipping my brush into some water. And then that will be the end of my second coat, which I will not need a third coat. But what I'll need to do is go back around the edges of my cushion where the studs are. And I have to paint into those little grooves and stuff. So I'm just going to continue doing this. And here is my water. And so I just dip it in there and then let it spread out onto the cushion with a little bit of paint from the can. And it's just really nice, really smooth, and it's working very well for me. So I put on 2 coats of the Annie Sloan Chalk Paint onto my vinyl seats, and I'm going to lightly sand it, but I'm going to be using this paper bag. So you just tear out a piece of paper bag, grocery bag, and then you use this as your sandpaper because you don't really want to rough it up too much. You just want to take off some of that chalky feel. So you're just going to sand it lightly with this, as you can see. Oops. So it's kind of slippery. So you're just going to lightly sand it. You don't want to take off the paint. You just want to smooth it out just a little bit, go around all the edges, just a little. And it's so smooth and so nice. And I wish I could leave it like this, but it will rub off. So I'm going to have to use the Annie Sloan clear wax on the top. Now the clear wax, I've already done a few seats. I have so many to go. I hope this whole can is going to be enough, but I tend to doubt it. And I kind of hate to buy another one, but I might just have to do that. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead. I'll show you how I do this. So I just take an old rag and I'm going to dip it into the can like that. And what you'll do, it's going to really soak it up. So it's actually going to change the color of the paint. It's going to be darker. So I just go ahead and I smear it around. And you want to kind of work quickly because it does dry and then you can't spread it after that point. So just keep wiping it in. And then the thing that you have to be careful about is that it will rub off the paint. I did this about a week ago and I sat on it quite a bit and I've been pushing on it, and I put another wax, a coat of wax just a few minutes ago, and it actually made it worse. So I'm kind of in a dilemma. I might just go ahead and use a polyurethane over it instead of the wax, because either way I think it's still gonna crack, and we'll see how that looks. Okay, so here I am. I have been painting all of my chairs, the seats with the Annie Sloan Chalk Paint, and I put the Annie Sloan wax on top, but what I realized is it still cracks. It is not covering and staying sealed like I'd like. So what I decided to do, and this is my test, is that I'm going to use this Rustoleum Painter's Touch Ultra Cover Clear Gloss. So it's going to be a little bit shinier, and I'm going to cover all of the seats, at least just this one, to see how it's going to work. But the wax was just not working for me. I probably would have to buy more wax, and I don't want to buy another can, so it uses a lot of wax. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to paint with this clear wax, this clear gloss. So let's see what it looks like. You just really have to make sure that you have the coverage on your seat cushion. And then again, you take your brown paper and just sand over it lightly. Just to smooth it out just a little bit. Okay, here we go. I hope this works. That would be awesome. See how it soaks up in the paint? So that was pretty quick. Look at this. It goes by very fast, so much faster than the wax. And I think it's going to work great. But again, that's what I said about the wax. So this should dry pretty fast. So do you like my little cans that I use? Works great though. a few little things that I wanted to show, and this is a spot where I put on the clear gloss and it had a drip, and I let it dry, and then I wiped it with a wet cloth and it started to pull the paint off. So I'm going to have to touch that up with some paint and then again with clear gloss. But the thing is, I did paint all of the chairs with the clear gloss, and I went over them just with one coat. So the next thing is that I'm going to have to do a second coat, because I think you can kind of see how it's uneven, maybe where I missed some spots or something. Overall, it looks good. So the second coat will make a nice difference. It's been a few months since I painted these chairs, so we're not looking for perfection. We do want it still to look a little shabby chicish, but after someone sits on these for quite a while, it does tend to crackle a little bit. But I think overall the durability is fine. And this table and chairs will not be used that much. I think we're going to be sitting here maybe like 4 times a year, so it's not really going to matter. But if you have a project that you're going to make or that you're going to paint that you're going to use on a daily basis, I'm not sure this will be the paint for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share it with people that you know that like DIYs as well. And I hope I see you next time. Have a blessed day. Take care. Bye. Okay, let's see if I fit in the frame now.